Okay, we are live. I'm gonna recontinue the stream with the Asteroids build here. I'll probably wait a minute here. Okay, so this stream today I want to finish the asteroid itself. It's going to be connected to this square right here that's lit up. Possibly put some hit detection on it and then expand the level size itself. And then I've also found a couple issues with the previous builds. So I'll just quickly cover those first and then we'll start with what we were supposed to do for the stream. Okay, so the one problem I've noticed is that when you expand this level, the timer that's used to actually tell when it's across the other side, you have to change this timer, so that makes it quite annoying. So I figured we're going to need to make some logic, so whatever size level we want it to be, it doesn't matter about its amount of travel time to get from one side to the other. We need an actual physical thing on the other side of the level to stop it, instead of just, you know, it saying it's going to take 0.3 seconds to travel that whole distance. So I'll just get into it right now. I shouldn't try to do as much talking unless I see some comments in chat here. And if it's something I think that needs to be talked about, so thanks. Alright, so when I hit G in on the right here, I'm going to warp over to G out. So when I hit G out, I want to stop warping, and that's how we're going to do it instead of using a timer. The other thing we're going to need to do is just pause the object's momentum for 1 second so it actually stops on a dime and it doesn't keep traveling. Oops. So again, you want to copy or just recopy the key you made and change the label on it. Okay, connect the first output of your selector to your mover. Okay, and one final bit of logic to slow the gravity of the object down when it hits the other wall that it's supposed to spawn at. And just make it 100% dampening. And again, we only want it to fire for about 0.1 seconds, so we'll put a timer on it. This is gonna get a bit messy, so I'm gonna have to clean this up a bit here. Oh, very messy. Just 1 second. So for this timer, just set it to a one-shot or a countdown. 0.1 second. So the selector's primary default position will be the secondary output, so I do need to select all those selectors and make sure number output 2 is actually currently active. You'll see what I mean in a second here. See all the followers are active right now, so just want to stop that. Okay, so no matter how large I make the level, it's going to work just fine. So let's see. Good. I don't think I'm disabling the ship's sprite, that's the only thing. Okay, so now the sprite will turn off correctly. It doesn't actually look like it's turning off. I have to go to mute here for a second. It's still not turning off. Oh, it turned off there. Oh, that's why it wasn't turning off. Keep in mind, so whenever we hit any of these impact sensors, which is our teleport wall, we want to disable the sprite, which is controlled through this NOR gate right here. That should work correctly. It's still turning on. Sometimes you need to re-pause and unpause these things for them to work correctly. Oh, okay, that's my mistake. This is a one-shot. We need the actual state shot, so until it actually switches states, we want it muted. A little mistake there. Okay, it's a bit messy, but meh. That's better. Okay. So now I can go ahead and just expand the size of the level without worrying about travel issues. I think what I'll do is I'm just going to actually draw a whole new level, because I need it to fit it to a wide screen. further, should be good. Okay, that's a decent top and bottom and side. I can just select both of them and copy them and rotate it. The other thing is we don't actually want these emitting light, so we'll just go ahead and turn them down all the way. That's better. I don't know what would be quicker, to just remake new keys or to do what I'm doing right now, so that's why I'm doing that. Okay. Do your inner walls first. That was a mistake I made, but whatever. Okay, so all my tags on the inner walls should be out tags. They look good. Yep. And the other ones should be ins. I'm not going to check them. So I'll just carry these two items over. Alright. Good. That's looking like it's going to fit pretty good in the widescreen right there. Five, flatness is very important. Okay, so my sides are actually in great positions. My top and bottom are not. Now, if I have any issues with these zones overlapping, I may need to just delete this touch, but I think it should be okay. Okay, let's go back to your camera. Okay, so keep in mind I've set up the ship correctly to traverse the playfield. I have not set up the asteroid correctly yet. That's one thing that will need to happen. Alright, let's quick test. Okay. As you can see, the asteroid's now gone. And I'm also locked into this position where I can't move out of here. I'm going to assume that all my timers are not set correctly. Okay, well, it's time to troubleshoot. Basically, the follower was still active. Or something strange was going on. Okay, let's go up and see what's happened. Yeah, so that bottom follower is staying active. It should be disabling. That's because the color's wrong on the impact sensor. There we go. Good. It's a little bit too much propagation on the teleport, but for the most part, pretty happy with that. And a lag as well on the ship movement. If you see, the controlinator is leading the ship just ever so slightly, when the ship's having to catch up to that. So I'm curious if I were to just take one of these and just lay it with 0 gravity, that should make it super light. Hey Chris, welcome to the stream. That's still just as laggy, or lagging. That's fine though, it gets the job done regardless. Yeah, the plan is, Chris, to have a stream maybe every other day. There'll most likely be a multiplayer stream tomorrow. Okay, so instead of going and recreating all that logic I just did for the asteroid, we'll just delete it all and copy it over. It's the beauty about this module. So we just have to select all this crap here. I think there's a mover on. Oh, that was from something else. Okay, and then the only thing I'm going to want to connect it to, I don't technically need to do this. What I do need to do to it though is edit the material itself. I'm gonna go to some classical music here. This is not the kind of music I thought it would be. Just 1 second. Classical. How's your weekend going so far, Chris? Alright, that's better. I just have to deal with this rabbit 1 second. welcome Racing Ball. That's why we were recording these. Don't worry about being late. Okay. Oh, and welcome to the stream. We've removed the timers from the previous streams and I've replaced them with selectors for the teleportation of the actual ship and asteroid and etc. So that way I was able to change the size of the level and it wouldn't matter about timing from traveling. Okay, so the asteroid should be working correctly as well, and it is. Good. So we have all that working now. Great. So to start the asteroid, we're going to do that first, I guess, since we've resolved the movement stuff. So you can just make an asteroid super quick with the corner editor. I usually just, take all four sides and extrude the center point, and you get something relatively close to an asteroid. Now, because we need some form of indicating that the asteroid has a physical presence with a key on it, and a follower, we'll just put a micro switch in here just to contain all those components. So the follower. And then this follower, I know we resolved this issue last week. Instead of using the bolts, we use the followers. But the issue is that you can only have a certain amount of followers on the screen until you need to have independent identifiers. Like, so this ship has an identifier on it that's called, I think, blue ship right here. So that's great, but we want to make sure, that being said, that we don't have any other followers that are labeled blue follower, or blue ship, I should say, or else you're going to have sprites snapping back and forth to keys, not knowing what to do. Okay, and then we'll have a key on here to indicate that it can damage the ship in some way. It's a one-hit kill, so we don't have to do a health bar or any minusing of health, which is good. So we'll just call this one damage for the time being. Okay, and then we're going to have a follower key inside here as well for that asteroid to follow. So because this is a larger asteroid, we're going to call it large asteroid. Keep spelling asteroid wrong in my streams. Cool. Once you enter the key, it's in a hot menu anyway, so it's really handy that way. I'm sure everybody knows that. Okay, so then I can come into here. Infinite tracking. And find that blue key called large asteroid. I should snap right to it. Extremely slow, so I need to accelerate the speed. Again, common problem. Not disabling the sprite on its travel over to the other side. Feels like the asteroid's not turning off. Yeah, it's like turning on. halfway through its travel. The strength on the mover is set to 100 right now, yes. The strength is set to 50%. That could be a potential issue. Boom. Okay, that's better. It was relatively the same thing you were saying, though. Not enough strength, right? Okay. That looks good. Yeah, I like that. Maybe speed it up a bit because the level is so big now. Yeah, it's doing that thing again. I don't know why it does this. I can't see anything now. It's like literally everything is disabled. There we go. Alright, now again, when we spawn these asteroids in, this is going to be pretty much a permanent speed setting that's randomized when the asteroid is spawned. And in my thoughts, the way the asteroid spawn would work is that, so because I had this blue key on here, sorry, I have this follower following large asteroid, which is a blue key inside this microchip, right? I cannot have another blue asteroid spawn on the field. So I'm going to need to at least make, I guess, 8 to 10 different emitters that are going to be a part of a block, like this block right here. And then as that block's traveling around the map, every now and then when it hits a corner, it's going to spawn an asteroid. Now, it'll be one of those 9 colored asteroids. So it's, I guess, 8 colored asteroids for the time being, since we have 8 colors. And that's how that's going to work, particularly for the asteroid spawn. So we can have up to 8 large asteroids on the playfield at once, without them messing each other's followers up. Okay, so let's do some damage for the ship now. So the beauty is what we want to do is we don't want to destroy this back block, we want to destroy the player ship itself. So we're going to go to the player microchip here. Oh, that's... Actually, no, I may need to spawn the whole thing. Again, it's not opening. Okay. Alright, I just gotta think about how this life thing is gonna work here for a second. Right, because when I die, I technically need to destroy all this stuff, but then I lose my camera. But then I just spawn another one. So it doesn't make sense. So I need to remove this direct key to this camera, because if I'm gonna destroy it, like I need to remove any connections this has to the outside world right away. So that being said, I need to come up with a camera key. So when this player's on the field, actually no, I'm overthinking this way too much. Sorry. Just take your transmitter input and connect that to the camera. Silly. Okay. And just test that real quick. Yeah, there we go. Good. So now that we can spawn him in the field, we don't care about too many more things here. We just care about him being hit by some object. Now maybe, this is actually maybe a question for chat that may be able to help me out. Can I just create, because all my, I'm going to have one flag out there called large asteroid, right? But I don't think there's a way of making it so, like I can require a tag, yes, but can I just say for all 8 of these colors, if the tag says a certain tag on it, do that? I don't think there's a way of doing that. So if somebody can confirm that. Like, so what I mean is that for this one switch that says large, that's detecting large asteroid, can I make that all 8 colors? But I'm pretty sure I need to go and do this kind of thing right here, where I have all 4 or all 8 of the asteroids. So again, this is something I need to think about moving into the build a bit more. We will come up with a solution for everything. Now I'm going to be creating a custom animation for the death itself, so we'll just say nothing will happen. It just disappears when it dies. And then we'll have another flag on here indicating that there is a ship in play. Actually, I think we already have the blue ship, so we can just use that instead. So whenever the level sees that a blue ship has disappeared, it's gonna spawn another blue ship right away, and then it's gonna minus like something away from a counter or whatever. You'd have to go one by one individually or make another tag as a universal asteroid indicator. Yeah, I guess you know what, the other tag makes sense, right? And the tags, it's just one hit, so it's not like a small asteroid is going to do more damage to the ship than a large asteroid. It's just their physical dimension, which is really built into the impact sensor and all that other fun stuff. Okay, so this will blow up when it gets hit. We're also going to make a custom animation, but let's just get the blowing up part first working. That has everything on it, so it should just blow up right away. Alright, warping good, and let's get blown up. Ah, crap. Okay. I don't know if anybody saw what I did. Kill all things connected to it, I believe. Yes. Oh no, I'm gonna need to do it for all of them, aren't I? Because this is actually not rigidly connected to the player body, it's just following it, so I will need to put a... Okay, so the animation will go on the sprite as well, that's the other thing. So just copy this, and just for the sake, do the wire connection on the board and then just run it over, and that will resolve that issue. Okay. Perfect. Love it. Oh, so if I have a bolt connected, the bolt doesn't act as a rigid connection then? Okay, so that's good. Let's do a respawn. So let's do some... I guess it's time to do an actual microchip for the level itself. I'm very happy that the... Now, because I moved my camera position, I need to change my camera again. I'm happy that overlapping the warp walls didn't cause any issues with warping. That's good. Okay, tag sensor. Because I'm only going to have one asteroid's level in this whole, like, little big planet level itself, I just make everything infinite. Now, is there an inversion? Or do I have to put an inverter? There we are. Okay, so when I do not see ship, I'm gonna spawn a ship. Maybe wait 5 seconds or 2 seconds before I spawn one. That might be smart. So count up timer, I don't know, geez. Wait 4 seconds. I'm going to recopy this again with the spawner and the emitter closer to each other, but that is okay for now. Yeah. I wish they had tooltips for what some of these options meant. It's been so long. Okay, so I just want to do one shot and emit it permanently, so an infinite lifetime, and then one at a time. Now this should theoretically never happen, but for the sake of the argument, we never ever want to respawn a ship if, for whatever reason, the ship indicator gets fired. We don't want that to happen. Alright, and I always put this on here. It's good programming. Okay, let's test that. We have infinite lives right now, currently. Oops. And no, oh, there we go. Okay, so the 4 seconds may be a bit long, maybe 2 seconds. And it didn't die there though. That's interesting. What's going on? So am I in a different layer? And it definitely looks like it's on a different layer. Just looking at that. Cool, I appreciate you testing that, Rice and Ball. I think I tried that with a fighting game. Well, I don't know if you've played the fighting game that I built, but I tried to put bolts because I think swinging arms are a lot funnier and stuff like that, but it just would not work. And then to delete those, you need to connect, you know, damage sensors or whatever they are that destroys them, and it just turns out to a lot of work over time. Okay, so let's fix the actual emitter spawn here. Yeah, I spawned it one layer out. Now, as the game progresses and we build more of this level, what's going to happen is when I spawn in that center area, we'll apply like an animation to the ship itself that'll be blinking, and essentially it'll be in an iframe state where it can't be damaged. And that's just for fairness of the player. You just don't want them to die 5 times in a row, right? It would just be a bit of a turn off on playing the game. Good, nice spawn. Okay, so I'm not resetting my timer, so I'm just going to use a normal count timer, I guess. Maybe I'm doing something wrong there. This is the one thing I never felt they explained very well, was all the timers in the game. Oh wow, double ship. Okay. Okay, well I guess a count up timer and a count down timer. I don't know how else to really do that correctly. I think a normal timer should work for that, but I don't want it to always be firing, that's the thing. And they're always firing regardless. Let's just get it hit again real quick and see. It didn't even die there. What's going on? Okay, good. You're right. Thanks, Rice Ball. In my mind, I would have just done, oh, okay, well now I need to make a NOR gate for that, which in logic, in the code's logic, is probably what it's doing anyways, but okay. The other issue is that the impact sensors, for whatever reasons, not seeing this asteroid's body. So that's good. It's almost like when it hits the microchip, it gets damaged. Oh, no, that's the problem. This sensor needs to be on this body here. There we go. I think the biggest part of my confusion with the timers and everything... Okay, so that didn't work at all. So one of two things, they're not on the same layer, or something else is afoot. They look to be in the same layer. I don't think that's going to make a difference, but we'll try anyways. See, the damage key is definitely on this sprite for sure. Like, blue damage for sure. My my impact sensor is on my player sprite for sure, right here. Large asteroid, blue. So what is the problem? That's good. Maybe connect the impact sensor that destroys the ship into a randomizer with both numbers set to 0. That way it'll constantly try to trigger the destroyer. It's possible. In my general experience, this should be working. Let's like have two. So just one thing to test. So I don't have to keep going to the spawn every time, just lower this a bit more so it hits it. So I should see this impact sensor fire, and it's not firing. Yeah, it's right on it. Okay, so I'm just going to stop this real quick here, and we'll do a dead test. The reason I don't want to go that route right away, Rice Ball, is because it's just extra components in an area where I don't feel there should be extra components. So until I get to that point, I don't want to go that far yet. Jeez Louise. But now I can't select my ship logic, which is highly annoying. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we're on the same level. Same switch. Now what happens when I take this switch and I put it physically on the actual material? Nothing. Ugh. I think I found the problem. It's still not firing. Hey, vey. So what you're saying is, connect the impact sensor that destroys the ship into a randomizer and both numbers set to 0. Let's do that. Looks like Closes the one chip I need. No, that would have fired right away. So even if the randomizer doesn't matter, I need to see this go high. So there's an issue here somewhere. Again, it was literally working 2 seconds ago. So what's changed since then, I don't know. Well, I took the sensor off this one here, which is still active for some reason, so let's delete that. I see what you mean about the randomizer, but that's unfortunately not what's going to solve this. Yeah, well, normally when I do that, though, I'll just do like an overlap, like a layer detect range. Like, here's another thing, like, why is this not going to... Oh, it's because I deleted the frickin'... Oh. I'm stupid. You have to forgive me because I'm really dumb sometimes and I'm skipping over a lot of things. You need to sort of put the damage key on the frickin' asteroid as well, right? So I've screwed up there. That was saying large asteroid. I was assuming that the large asteroid... this is all my mistake, sorry. Alright, so this needs to be damage, not large asteroid. Dumb. Okay. And then I do need the large asteroid key that I just deleted off of this. Yikes. This is what happens when you get a big build. It gets a bit messy. Okay, so it did destroy my ship right away, as you can see. So I think that's good now. So a key issue is the problem, obviously. Not obviously, but that was what it was. Okay, so get this working, test that real quick, and then off to the next part. I still have some time to do the shooting part of it. Oh, that's a problem right there for sure. Hello? There we go. Okay, so it's just hidden. It's one thing I wish they would disable, but I guess it's good for testing reasons. Okay, now my music always starts to lag around this point in the stream here. Just 1 second. If it lags some more, I'll just play my own music. So when I hit around the hour mark, that's when YouTube music starts to lag on me. It's very interesting. So that's where I made a mistake. For some reason I changed this follower to damage. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. Okay. So I'll just go into the shot right now. I'm almost confident this all works fine. Now the one thing I don't like about the grid size when you draw a circle is it doesn't actually look like a circle. So what we need to do is make everything larger. In terms of the ship, I mean. So it's something like that. That's not really, that doesn't work. So I like this kind of shot more. Nice round shot. We probably don't want to shrink that more anyways. And then from here we can just take the ship itself and scale the ship. Again, this mover behind here, we don't care about its size. We maybe do want its dimension to match the width of the actual ship a bit more. That would be handy in terms of for teleportation reasons. But let's just leave it like this for now in case we feel there's an issue later on. So I am going to go ahead and reduce the quality of my stream that I'm watching on this. Handy in terms of for this is hilarious. My internet's taking a crap right now on me. Well, rip YouTube, I guess. I don't know. It's being so funny. I'm just gonna check to see if I'm dropping frames there, Rice. Zero frames dropped, so this is my ISP being a son of a gun. Okay, so inside this microchip we're gonna have an emitter. Just try and get this quickly done. Where is it? There it is. So many menus. Alright, let's just finish the shot first, I guess. So the shot itself is probably not going to have any momentum. It's going to have the momentum that's... No, it will have momentum. It'll just be in one direction from wherever it's emitted. Sorry. So we'll just put a microchip on there. Okay, and the thing I did mention in my last tutorial is I would really like to carry over the teleportation with the shots as well, so we'll do that too. Again, I'm just going to use my asteroid for this because it has the most basic engine for it. Now, did I make this big enough? Just barely. Okay, so this should theoretically teleport whenever it goes up, which it'll do in 2 seconds. Okay, so another annoying feature of Little Big Planet is you cannot connect a microchip that's too big to material underneath it. Okay. Again, I know this is a lot of testing of repetitious stuff, but it needs to happen. Okay. Well, it's moving in the wrong direction, but I'm okay with that. And it could be a bit quicker. So, that being said, I am just going to remove the mover altogether and I'll have it be emitted when this decides to open again. Oh my god, alright. So we'll just get rid of this, and we'll use the emission of it itself to drive it. Again, it has no gravity, so it's really not going to fall. Now I don't know, I'm almost certain I cannot emit this shot within my ship, so I need to have it emit at the front of the ship. The better idea would be to actually have it emit above the ship and then drop, and then have anything that's detecting it just detect the layer in front of the ship. I think that's what's the better option here. So I just want it to be on this side of the microchip so I know it's going to spawn in that direction. And set some linear velocity on there. Ignore the parental velocity. And we'll just fire 1 a second for 5 seconds just to see how it goes. So I may have to put it on the same layer. I don't know yet. 1 second here. I don't know if I can change the impact sensors to detect the layer in front of it. Okay, so I cannot use that to detect the layer in front of it. I have to emit it on the same layer. That sucks. And you'd have to use like a proximity key or something like that if you were to have it like out here, right? And it was just to destroy this asteroid that it's not on the same layer with. There's just no way of doing that unless I attach some, you know, or have some following object to that shot. Another cheat I actually used to do for this issue was I would still spawn it out here, but then I would have like one of those shift things, so it shifts it actually back one stage to here as soon as it spawns, and then it moves forward. But for the time being, I'll just do this to test it. Oh, whoops. So how's your week going so far there, Riceball? Or weekend, I should say. I can't see what layer this is on, so I'm going to assume that's the right layer. Not the right layer. So I'm going to have to really zoom in here. It zooms me out right away. That's so obnoxious. Alright, so I'm going to have to assume it's this layer here, I guess. Good to hear, man. I'm glad I came up with the guts to do this stream again. It's very hard. I find it very hard to do streams sometimes. But I'm getting better at it. I feel more comfortable with it, especially you know, with people joining and commenting. Okay, so this is a problem. So I'll move this closer. Maybe that will stop it from zooming out so far. Nope. I don't know how to fix this to have it not spawn on, like, to have it spawn on the same layer. Okay, so that was too far out, it said. So what I was doing, I was matching the physical chip size, and I was assuming that they were on the same layer, but it wasn't. It's one back. What the heck, man? Okay, so any ideas? Or am I still one layer off? Oh. I'm a dumbass. This is how easily you can get lost in the details of things. I'm forgetting a pretty fundamental thing here. I need the back piece that causes it to teleport on the actual shot, so we're emitting the wrong thing here. So what I need to have, again, like all the other previous tutorials we've done, again, fitting music for this kind of stuff. The death of what I thought was a really good idea. Okay, so it needs to be one layer thick, not a thin piece. So that's good. It just doesn't want to grab that microchip at all. Dude. Thank you. Okay, so yet again another follower because it's only one shot, I can be a bit more repetitious with the keys on the shot. I don't have to worry about them overlapping, because they're not going to bounce, or I don't want to speak too soon here. So just a follower at this point. And we're going to follow, geez, I don't know. Oh, this does present a problem. Okay, so here's the issue I'm seeing before I actually do this. I'm going to shoot a ball, and its mover, its back piece here, is going to move across the same path that it pretty much just was shot down if I were to shoot it in this position that it's in right now. And that might actually grab any other shots that are spawning and pull all three shots together, and they'll just look like one shot, essentially. So, what I need to do is remove the follower and just have it be a static object, because there's no rotation in my shot, right? If that makes sense. Whereas just trying to think about this here. I need to remove the key follower on this shot for sure. Like, it just can't exist. And then we'll just be turning off the sprite and jumping back a layer, I guess. That's going to be the one option to do. So that being said, I'll just delete the follower, and I don't need this microchip. Okay, it's pretty simple. I guess I could do the same with asteroids, but you know, maybe later on I'll want to add like a rotation to the asteroid to make it feel like it's in a low gravity environment, sort of thing, right? Okay, so I'll just hold X. Lovely, that's the sound I want to hear. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's check it out, see what's not working. Are they on the same layer? See, again, it's very hard to tell with this holograph material if they're on the same layer, and it looks like they're one layer off. So if I were to drop this in and unpause it, it's going to warp. Yeah, and it warped. Okay. This has always been a common issue I've had with emitters, and again, if somebody has an idea with it. So when I select this emitter, you know, I have to be very precise about where I want to actually have this thing placed. But when I go to select an object, like in the level, it just zooms all this way. Like, is there a way I can zoom in, or... Like, I just don't think there's any way of seeing things better. Okay, so at least it's on the right plane now, that's good. Okay. Oh, solved one problem and created another. Okay, so I'm not preserving the momentum again like I did before. Problem. So I do theoretically need to have some sort of push. Oh man, this is going to be annoying. Okay, I got it. So no physical momentum on the thing. I'll try that. I will definitely try the L3 button thing in 2 seconds here. I hope I'm doing this correctly. Could be doing the local space incorrectly, but whatever. Okay. Yeah, so we're spawning about 5. The only thing I don't see is the actual shot. I don't know what's gone on there. So we'll try this L3 thing you were just mentioning. So line it up, hit L3. Oh, just to confirm, L3 is my... Okay, there we go. Wrong one. It's R3, sorry. Awesome, dude. Thanks. That's great. Still not like I know I'm emitting it right on the circle, but that does not look lined up at all. Strange. Oh, I see the issue. Just same thing I did with the asteroid last time. I just had it muted. Okay. Unpause the camera. It's emitting it, but I don't see it. Well, I'm ending the stream until this shot can destroy that thing and go straight through the walls, and then I'll end the stream. Jeez. What the heck? Why is that turning off? I'll use the reference in play mode, I guess. See if that makes a difference. No. So those are definitely one object for certain. But for whatever reason, that holographic... Oh. So normally when your shot is turned off, like it should be turned off when the wall is active, or let's see, when any of these impact sensors active, but for some reason it's always seen one of these impact sensors active. So let's, but the model isn't showing that, which is strange. Okay, now you can see the things emitting. I don't know. This little big planet. So funny sometimes. I'll probably go back and look at the replay and I maybe switch something there, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. Okay, so we'll unpause it. Good, good. And we're only supposed to have 5 emitted at once, so it's just destroying the older ones and emitting a new one, so that's fine. Alright, and I'm gonna fix this music again, because YouTube's screwing with me big time. This is crazy. I have to call my ISP later and figure out what's going on. This is totally unacceptable. And now I have no music at all. Alright. Sorry. Alright, where was I before I was interrupted? Okay, so we'll connect that emitter to the shot button, which is on the controlinator, and then we'll put a damage sensor on that, which will destroy the asteroid, and then we'll just make sure it flies straight, and then we're done. Because again, for whatever reason, my YouTube literally is throttling me for whatever reason. I think this may be my last YouTube video. I'm not quite sure. Like YouTube stream, because this doesn't happen on Twitch at all, ever, and it seems to only happen on YouTube. Like, and I streamed for 4 hours on Twitch with no lag whatsoever, so this is completely silly. Okay. Boom. I'll just make X the fire button for the time being. Pretty straightforward. Alright. You had your chance. I'm gonna fire up some music 1 second there. Oh, this maybe actually my web browser, actually maybe not on my internet. Okay, that's connected. Let's test it. Okay, so my X button, okay, is working. Good. I'm having one issue though. Like, see, I'm firing it, and it's not firing another one. It should be firing one right away. So, what is the issue? Oh, this is so sad. The way my browser's screwing up for me right now. Alright, so I just want to make sure the emitter is set to 1 shot, which I believe it oh no, it's not, it's set to on still. Okay, there we go. And then set this to 5 seconds. I have no clue if my stream's even up anymore, because my thing's not refreshing. I'll set that to disappear, and then we'll have a maximum of 5. Also, I do not want to destroy the oldest. So I always want my first shot to die either by hitting another object or just dissipating naturally over its timeout period, or whatever its decay period is. I'm just going to make sure I'm not dropping frames here. No frames drop still, so I don't, again, it's taking 10% of my computer CPU. It's really strange. Okay. So that's good. No, it's not good. So we're having the same issue that we did. So the down and up is fine, right? But when I shoot the sides, it's doing that screwed up side thing where it doesn't know which way to go. So I do need to have followers on these. So I'm going to have to come up with a way of basically coming up with 2 shots. Because in Asteroids, I think you can fire a maximum of like 3 shots at one time. So I'll just quickly explain this and then maybe I'll end the video here. But what's going to happen is I'm going to fire one emitter with one type of follower on it. And that's going to be the first shot I fire. And then there's going to be another emitter for the second shot and another emitter for the third. But more often than not, we're going to be just firing that first emitter because it's going to be destroying things right away. So again, because I'm losing my orientation when I rotate my shot here. I'm not orientated in the correct position anymore. It's not knowing where it needs to snap back to, except for when I shoot up or down. I believe that should work. Yeah, the down and up works fine, so that's that. Probably gonna call it here because of the internet's causing problems and everything. As you can see, there's no music anymore, and the program's just loaded. I'm not even seeing my stream, so thank you very much for watching. It's not even cool. All right, well, I can't even type into the browser. So again, Rice and Ball, shout out to Rice and Ball for joining. Appreciate the help you provided, and Chris W as well for joining at the start of the stream. Again, the next video will be us doing the shot damage, finishing off the ship damage, and then possibly adding the asteroid separation into smaller asteroids. Again, thank you very much for watching.